Okay, so we're diving into U.S. politics today and looking at a pair you wouldn't expect, really. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. We've got this article, see, called The Trump-Harris Tango, a dance of political opposites or secret besties.
Yeah, that title definitely makes you wonder about their relationship.
No kidding. Like, on the one side, you've got Trump, right, on Truth Social, just letting loose about Harris. But then there she is, doing interviews left and right, even went on Fox News.
It's quite a contrast.
The article even called it, get this, her friendly fire tour. I got to admit, that's kind of funny. So is it real beef between them or some kind of strategy we're not seeing?
Well, it helps if you look at where they each are politically right now. Trump's got Truth Social, and it's like his own space, speaking directly to certain people.
Right.
But Harris, she's going for the wider audience. Classic media blitz, hitting all the spots.
So that's what retail politics, they call it, right? Getting
Yeah.
in front of everyone.
Exactly. Getting seen, engaging folks outside her usual crowd, hoping to sway some undecided voters, maybe. That accessibility plays well in this political climate.
Makes sense. But here's where it gets juicy, right? This article mentions Trump's got a history of donating to Harris's campaigns.
Yeah, that detail throws a wrench in the whole opposites narrative, doesn't it?
No kidding. Back when she was California's attorney general, he donated. And not small change either. Even Ivanka chipped in a few years later.
It really makes you wonder what their relationship was back then.
Right. Like, were they political buddies at some point? What's the deal?
It's tough to say for sure, but in politics, it's rarely black and white. Donations can be strategic,
Hmm.
build connections, maybe getting good with the right people.
Hmm.
It's possible Trump saw potential in Harris, something that fit his goals, even if their styles clashed.
So it's like we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg with these two. There's a whole history there we don't know about. It's wild to think about, right? All that history behind their little back and forths today. And speaking of history, this article digs into where they came from, too, and it makes you wonder if they're so different after all.
Yeah, their upbringings are fascinating to compare. You've got Harris, raised by immigrants right there in Berkeley, a real melting pot. Then you've got Trump, born into wealth. But this article, it paints him as kind of lonely, even surrounded by people.
Yeah, and get this, there's this bit about Trump, right? He's saying how he misses his old friends, but now they get to call him Mr. President. And he even said something about liking to be around less successful people. Kind of weird thing to say, but also, I kind of get it.
Yeah, that less successful comment, it's telling, isn't it? Maybe he needs to be around folks he sees as beneath him just to feel powerful, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like the opposite of Harris, at least according to this article. They quote one of her old friends, someone who knew her growing up, and they were saying she was really shaped by her mom and this strong community vibe. Maybe that's why she seems so at ease with all sorts of people.
It's definitely possible. The way we're raised, it stays with us. If this article's right, Harris learned early on about working together, being part of something bigger. But Trump, even with all the privilege, maybe he learned to take charge, even if it meant being alone at the top.
Interesting, right? Makes you think their whole leadership styles come from way back when. So maybe under all the bluster, they're driven by similar things, just going about it totally differently.
Exactly. It's a good reminder things aren't always what they seem, especially in politics. Both of them, Trump, Harris, they're ambitious, no question. Just express it in different ways.
It's crazy, right? How their past kind of bleeds into their politics today.
Ah.
But then this article, it throws a real curveball. It's like, what if this whole Trump-Harris-Biden thing, the whole shebang, is, get this, a prank?
Ah, yes, the old Trump-Harris-Biden prank. Gotta love a good conspiracy theory, right?
Right. The article even said it's like something out of Impractical Jokers, but with, the fate of the country on the line. But seriously, what would be the point of a prank this big?
Well, we gotta be careful with these things, right? Conspiracy theories, they pop up when things feel out of control. People want answers, and this is a wild time in politics.
No kidding. But even if we say, okay, maybe, just maybe, what's the end game? What are they trying to pull off?
Yeah, the article doesn't really say, and that's kind of typical, right? These theories, they're all about the speculation, no real proof.
So no hidden cameras, no big reveal coming soon.
I mean, never say never, but Occam's razor, right? The simplest answer is usually right. And here, probably just what it looks like. Two politicians, totally different views, duking it out.
Okay, so maybe not a prank, but this whole deep dive, it really makes you think, even if there's no big conspiracy, there's still so much going on behind the scenes, stuff we'll never see.
Absolutely. Politics is a game, right? Lots of strategy, ambition, putting on a show for the public. What we see, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Well said. It reminds you to stay curious, keep asking questions, and don't just accept things, especially in politics.
For sure. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. You've really given me a whole new way to look at Trump and Harris. Who knows what other political mysteries are out there just waiting for us to dig in.
That's the fun part, right? There's always something new to discover.